Up next, last bit of news we got is the Starfield's player count slips below Skyrim on Steam just 2 months after Bethesda's biggest launch ever. Now, the thing that's kind of, I wouldn't say funny, but interesting about this article is down here. It's not that Starfield has went down in numbers like the article is suggesting, right? So Starfield's player count slips below. That's not exactly accurate. Skyrim's making a pretty good comeback. So November 13th, Skyrim Special Edition. The way I understand it is it was re-released on Steam, and dude, it passed Starfield. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, Skyrim's always going to be Bethesda's best game. They're always going to be chasing their tails and trying to mimic that, obviously, as companies will typically try to do with something that is successful. But it was a different world when Skyrim came out, and now you're factoring like nostalgia and stuff on what used to be, if that makes any sense. It doesn't really make sense. What I'm meaning is, like, all of the people that played Skyrim for years is because they didn't have internet opportunities like they do today. They didn't have the opportunities to play online with their friends and their family and stuff like that. And you know, when you're playing games online with your friends and family, it feels like you're hanging out. You're just sitting there shooting the shit and having a good time, and you're playing some video games while you're doing it. It's great. I love it. Skyrim, when it was out, the internet and the multiplayer not being there like it was, like we had Halo 2 and Halo 3, sure, you can make those points. We had Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. But people didn't have access to the consoles or the internet, and there wasn't as much, you know, of this technology just floating around up for grabs that is just readily available at your fingertips, you know? So factoring that in, of course Skyrim's always going to be the bigger game than Starfield, because all those people who grew up playing Skyrim are now coming back and they're like, yes, I want to buy this game. And maybe they don't have a copy anymore and they see it on Steam and they're like, dude, I gotta buy that game. I love that game because of nostalgia. I used to have fun with that game growing up. But then you've got new gamers that are also saying, I never got to try Skyrim. I hear it's great. Let me try Skyrim. And they buy it and they love it. And then they play it for hours and hours on end. Starfield doesn't have that. It's a new game. There's no nostalgia. There's no like experiences or relationships that they built with this game, or like past experiences, you know? And, you know, that's something special about gaming, is having those past experiences and having everything like that, nostalgia and stuff like that, factor into your gaming experience with your family and friends. So it doesn't surprise me to see that Skyrim is passing Starfield. Now, I don't want to discredit Starfield by any means either, saying that, you know, it's a bad game, because I'm sure it's not. But my buddies and I will often talk about, hey, when are you picking Starfield up? When are you going to play this great game? I've been playing the hell out of it. And I just tell them, you know, I can't get into a single player game anymore. If I can load into an Apex game and every game's different and it hits the dopamine just right, I'm gonna play Apex. Starfield, I have no one to share that experience with. I have no one to, you know, I have no bragging rights when I grind for that great gear that I got in Starfield, because there's no online functionality in that game at all. And sure, I don't really know, maybe you have leaderboards and stuff like that, since I've never played it. But the biggest point here is, like, take Destiny, for example. It looks like a bigger Destiny from what I've seen in the trailers. And I could be very wrong on that, but that's just my opinion of what I've seen trailer and gameplay wise, is it looks like Destiny. The thing about Destiny, it being an MMO RPG rather than just an RPG, is you have that factor of going up to your buddy in game and being like, dude, look what I got from my drop. And whip out that gun or piece of armor or whatever, and they're like, whoa, dude, that's sweet. Where'd you get that? And then we go grind the dungeon as a group, because now they've got to get that piece of armor. They've got to get that gun. They've got to get that. It goes on and on. It goes on and on. I feel like it's a missed opportunity for Starfield. I really do. And it's going down as, you know, one of the best games, one of the better games. But at the end of the day, single player games just do not sell like they used to. And companies need to realize that. They just gotta.